Welcome back to Carolina Women. We are here at Liberty Wall Covering and Window Blinds, and as always, we have lots to talk about. Good to see you, John.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Iannazzo, that is here. And so, lots of times when we're here, it's been a while since I've been here, but in the past, we have talked about all your gadgets and gizmos and things that make things go up and down and open and close, and we're going to do that again today.
Yep.
So, talk to us a little bit about your motorized blinds and how we can all understand how to, obviously we don't have to have all of these at home.
No.
One.
Just showing all the different colors we can do the remotes in. Yeah, the motorized shades, the PowerView has been tremendously popular, and it keeps getting more and more popular as people get, smarter homes and smarter devices, and we can do all the same stuff with your shades.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's interesting too, especially in houses down here, you have lots of big window walls, and so things that are up high that maybe you couldn't or didn't think you could put blinds on because how are you going to open and close them? Your solution's right here.
It used to be a novelty, now it's more of a necessity.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how user-friendly they really are. One thing to talk about the big windows and high windows is they no longer make blinds and shades with standard cords. Most of those have been done away with for child safety reasons.
Right.
So if you have a tall window, you can't reach the top, cordless shade won't work. You don't want the cord hanging down, because it's not safe. So we can do it motorized, so that way you can push a button and the whole thing, the whole wall can go down at once.
Love that. So tell us how they work, because as I always say to you, I get very intimidated by technology.
Sure.
I'm not very good at using it, but you tell me these are user friendly.
They really are.
Let's
So
talk
these would be
about
the easiest remotes you have in your entire house. So the Pebble remotes have 6 individual channels, so you can control as many shades from the channels as you want. So we could program the whole house to channel 1, but that does kind of limit, the function if you just want one window up, another one, down. So I like to do 1 shade per channel and 1 remote per room. Doesn't always work out that way. You have to get creative and figure out which, well, those 2 will always be up, those 2 will always be down.
Yeah.
Or you can use your, your iPad or your phone.
Okay.
And that's going to be your best method as far as putting the shades up and down. So with the app, you can set different scenes. You can do different rooms. You can go to the rooms. We'll select back room. There we go. Then you can pick the individual shades and just scroll it up and down and move it very easily. So for example, we'll do the one right behind us, which is the vignette right here, and then I'll show you. And you just scroll it up, and it takes a second for, the signal to get there. But then that shade, there we go.
There it goes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then
cool.
once you program the scenes are kind of like a preset. So if you like your shades, these 2 shades to be up, these 2 down, these 2 halfway, because it hits the privacy and the sun the way you need it, you can set a scene, so you push one button and they go there automatically. And what's really nice is, because they're battery operated, the battery life isn't always the same for each shade. A larger shade will use more power than a smaller shade.
That makes sense.
So they might not move at the same speed, but they will get to the same point.
Okay.
Because people really like when the shades are lined up. When they're a little bit off, that's, not the best look.
Yeah, no, people are like, no, I can't handle that.
Yep.
Got to be even.
So with the scene, they will get to the same point every single time.
Okay, love that. So you mentioned battery, so let's talk about that a little bit. What is kind of the life of a battery, and how do you change them? Is that kind of an easy process?
Yes, so there's a couple ways to power the shades, and what's nice is the shades are the same no matter how we get power to them. I know there are other companies that have different batteries and different motors for different voltages and whatnot. So these all run off of 18 volts, so you can use a standard battery wand, which uses AA batteries.
Okay.
We can do a rechargeable battery wand, which is our most popular option. So you just pop the battery out, put it in the charger, and in about 2 hours you get a full charge. And battery life is approximately a year, depending on how big the shade is and how often you use it.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's real good, yeah. Yeah, even get 6 months, that's still not too bad.
Right.
The newest option is a solar charger. So there's a panel we can put in the window now that will charge the rechargeable battery, so you never have to worry about it.
Very interesting. And when you're talking about this app, obviously you said you do all your shades from that. Can you do that like really remotely? Like if you're coming back from out of town and you want to have everything open when you get home, or you want them closed because it's nighttime?
Yes, there's a feature called Remote Connect, so you can connect from really anywhere. I was in China one time on a trip with Hunter Douglas, and I was able to move the shades here from the Great Wall of China. There's a video on our YouTube and Instagram page of that.
That's really cool. I mean, I was just thinking down the street, but we're talking...
Oh no, across the world.
Across the world.
Across the world.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
you can also set timers too, so if the sun hits the window at a certain time of day, you can have the shades drop.
That was actually my next question.
There you go.
Because, I probably, different seasons, it's different times, but basically at the same time in the afternoon, you might want it to be down or up. So,
yes.
Yeah.
One thing I believe is being worked on, it gets a little complicated because of all the different variables, but we have a chart that tells you the most energy efficient way to have your shades throughout the year based on your location.
Wow.
Yeah, so it gets a little complicated because you have all the north, south, east, west facing windows and where you're at and which shades to put up, and different kinds of shades will do different things. But we can program it so that way your house is as energy efficient as possible. So in the winter, it would raise the west facing shades so you get the sunlight in to keep it warm. It would close the south facing shades because that's where you're most cold from.
Okay, now you're kind of scrambling my brain with all that, but that's very cool.
And then
yeah, it is really cool. We're out of time for this section. We're going to talk to you again soon. So thank you for all this great information, and we'll be back in just a moment.